Hello, friends. All right, hello, friends. Alrighty, friends. This is always the most awkward part, is just getting it live. We're rocking, we're rolling. It's almost 6:30. I'm going to take just a few more minutes to let anyone hop on if they want to. If you are watching live on Facebook, awesome. If you want to be a part of the Zoom call where you could use a chat, you could be on the screen, you could ask questions live, that is totally cool too. So that link is under the events part of the BB Fit Facebook community page. So I'm going to also ask questions in the comments of Facebook. I will check those toward the end. I have my computer screen. I also have my phone on that I will check. I won't be able to see that in real time, but I'll definitely check it at the end if you have any questions. So I'm so happy you guys are here. It's super early. It's 6:30. I forgot to stop my watch. Hold on. Just finished my workout downstairs, which I'm so thankful. Most of you guys probably know we put a gym in our basement, something we started this years ago. When actually Shiloh was a baby, we used to go to a gym and I would put her in childcare, and every single time they would call me because she was crying because she didn't want to be there. And I remember being in the parking lot and just being in tears because I just wanted to work out. Like, you know how it is as a mom or as a wife or as a mom. I've said a mom twice because I have a mom 4 times, but as a female, just as a busy human, sometimes you just really need some time to yourself. And that was a challenge when my big kids were little. So we started just collecting gym equipment. I mean, it started out with like two weights and a Basu ball. I had like one of those little steps that like it was like you used to do like step aerobics. I mean, like most basic equipment you can have. And I did it. I worked out at home forever, and over time we have just literally collected, and now we're gonna have a full blown gym in the basement where I will start training clients in February. I'm so excited. All that information is coming soon for my local friends, or if you ever just want to come visit Colorado and come work out with me, that would be awesome too. So I'm going to start the recording because we are at 6:30. We're going to try to make this pretty quick. Right. So today we're going to be talking about calories. So if you look at the description of the event on Facebook, you can see every topic that we're going to talk about in the next 8 weeks. So I do these live calls over the 8 weeks of our 8 week challenge with First Form that happens 4 times a year. If there's ever a topic that you want to talk about that you're like, hey, I really want to hear a live training on this, send me a message. I mean, I'll do a call at any time. But I know for me personally, like 8 weeks, these are great challenge times to button up my eating, intensify my workouts, just let myself a little push. And so I always like to make sure that you all have the information that you need. So topics such as calories, protein, workout, stress relief, sleep, those are all things we're going to be talking about at the end of over the 8 weeks, and they will all be posted in the Facebook group. That's something that I'm doing differently this time is, one, you can watch it live, so you don't have to worry about hopping on the Zoom link if you can't get to it. Sometimes I realize there's like multiple steps and that's kind of annoying. So you can watch it live on Facebook, or you can always go back. These will be saved permanently online, which is a nice feature that if you're like, what did Becky say about calories? I remember last week, somebody asked something about steps, and another person commented, hey, it's 5 minutes into this video, which these are just great resources for you. So that being said, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to hop into our actual content. So today I said, let me go back. It's always, again, always awkward. Move this. All right, so share my screen. Like I said, today we are talking about calories and why calories are important. Calories is something that word, that topic that gets thrown around a lot. You know, how many calories are in that? This is low calorie, this is high calorie, this is calorie dense. So many things. Basically, what a calorie is just a unit of measurement. It's the way that science has determined that we can measure the amount of energy that's in our food. So when you think about calories as energy, you would think like, wow, a donut has 400 units of energy in it, right? An apple has 50 units of energy in it, right? So you think, wow, donuts must be better because it has 400 calories. However, your body only needs so many units of energy. And this is something we're going to talk about. Like, how many calories do you need is very dependent on your activity level, your age, your gender, some other factors as far as, where you live, what kind of job do you have, how often are you sitting. There's so many things that go into it. It's not always easy math, but it's also not as complicated as I think we have made it over time. So let's just dive right in. So I'm a huge advocate for counting calories in the sense of tracking your macros. There are plenty of ways that people have counted their calories over the years, whether that's Weight Watchers, whether that's, which I'm an advocate for. My mother-in-law worked for Weight Watchers for like 30 years. It's a great program, great accountability. Definitely teaches healthy habits, which I love. But not everyone has the time to go, to a meeting and so forth. So I'm a huge advocate of personal macro tracking, not just to count your calories. It'd be almost like saying, well, I'm just gonna, watch my bank account and not really care which way it's going. Well, you care which way it's going. Like, you want to put money in and not be taking too much money out. Same thing with our calories. It's not just counting just to count, like have a gee whiz number, like, wow, I ate 5,000 calories yesterday. Woohoo. No, the goal of tracking your calories, tracking your macros, is to make sure that what you're eating is fueling your body. Calories are your friends. You don't have to be afraid of calories. Sometimes, I know when sometimes people start tracking, they get a little bit nervous about what they should eat. Like, they don't know what to eat. Is this a good choice? Is this a bad choice? Are chia seeds good for me? Is butter bad for me? Like, we have all these emotions and fears associated with food, that one thing you need to realize is calories are fuel. Now, just like you can go get the cheapest fuel or you can get the most expensive fuel, not every calorie is the same. So that's one thing that kind of gets thrown around. It's like, oh, it's calorie is calorie. If you have 2,000 calories to spend, it doesn't matter if you have an Oreo or you have an apple. And the fact is, it does matter. It absolutely does matter. Maybe the math at the end of the day doesn't matter, but how your body is processing it and how it's going to show up in your cells and show up in your progress matters. That's why we want to make sure that we're making the healthiest choice possible. Your body needs calories. It needs fuel. If you are not eating enough calories, it will do all kinds of crazy things to make sure that it gets the fuel that it needs, such as holding on to fat, such as you're going to get sick. Your hair is going to start to fall out. Like, we definitely need to make sure that we're having calories because we need them. And don't be afraid to eat the appropriate amount of calories. Sometimes when I start working with clients, I use the First Form app. That's the best way I have found that I can help people make progress in a very efficient and also affordable way. I never want people to feel like they can't get help because they can't afford it. That's just not right. So for under $14 a month, you get one-on-one coaching, you get all the resources that you need in the Form app. But sometimes when I start working, like, wow, that I can eat 19 calories. Is that a lot? Right. Because we've been trained since we were reading 17 magazine when we were actually 13, that you need to eat 1,100 calories if you want to lose weight. It's just not accurate. Okay. Most people, just to exist, just to breathe, just to function, even the smallest, smallest human, think of like a very petite woman, needs probably at least 1,400 calories just to function, just to have your heartbeat, just to have your lungs work, just to have your skin regenerate. Our body is made up of cells that need food as fuel. So calories are our friends, okay? Why are they important? We talked about this. They're a unit of measurement. You need them to survive your essential daily tasks, but also it's going to determine your weight. So it's energy in, energy out. And, sometimes we think like, oh, calories in, calories out. If you want to lose weight, just burn more calories and eat less calories. Yes, in a simplified equation, that is true. But there, again, like we talked about, there are specific things that go into each calorie. So we're going to talk about that. This is where we're at. Okay. Macros. What is macro? Macro are the big pieces of nutrition that you need in your diet. So that's protein, carbs, and fats. We also have micronutrients. Those are all the vitamins and minerals. The only reason that they're called micro is because you only need them in small amounts. Doesn't mean that they're not important. Like, macros are important and micros aren't. No, they're both important, just the level and the size, the amount that you need in your body. That's why they're determined, in those two categories. So Protein, when you eat protein, it has 4 calories per gram. Okay. So you eat 1 gram of steak, it's going to give you 4 calories. If you eat 1 gram of rice, it's going to give you 4 calories. If you eat 1 gram of oil, olive oil, it's going to give you 9 calories. So this is where we're talking about not all macros are created equal. Alcohol is going to be 7 calories. All of these have a specific function in your body except alcohol. Your body, and again, I have a glass of wine. I do enjoy it. I've actually learned a lot more that I'm cognitively now changing my habits because I've realized how unnecessary it is for my function of my body. But protein builds muscle, carbs give you energy, fats insulate our body. They make sure everything is working correctly, and alcohol is completely unnecessary. Okay. I had this conversation with one of my clients yesterday. I'm like, I love the social aspect, love going to a brewery with Jim, hanging out, seeing friends. But what I have found is having, too much alcohol just to have it because it's a habit is really not serving my body. So that's side note, but just so you know, here are your 4 macros. Now, when you get tracking your food, whether that's in the First Form app or in another app, it's a puzzle, right? So if you eat more protein and less carbs, or more fat and less protein, whatever it's all going to start fitting together, right? Because different foods have different amounts. This is what we're talking about. Is a calorie a calorie? So for example, if you're like, wow, I really need a snack, I'm craving something sweet, you can have a cookie, an Oreo cookie for 50 calories, or you can have a small apple for 50 calories. I actually meant to go grab some of these for a visual example. But people will tell me, well, oh gosh, I don't want to eat fruit because it has too much sugar. I read this, I heard this on the internet somewhere. The difference is an Oreo cookie is scientifically modified, honestly, to have the exact amount of fat, salt, and sugar that makes your body crave more. So have you ever had just one Oreo cookie? Probably not. Okay. I mean, even the smallest little packages come with 2. So 50-calorie Oreo versus a 50-calorie apple, which the apple, yes, it also has sugar, natural sugars, but it also has fiber. So your body is going to process these 2 same calories, same both carbs, both contain sugar. Your body's going to process them different. Oreo, it's going to spike the insulin. It's going to create this craving for even more, this dopamine hit. The apple, yes, will also increase your insulin, but the fiber counterbalances that. It helps you feel full. It gives you all the vitamins that are in apple. So this is what I'm talking about. When you start tracking your food, it's not just the numbers, it's the quality of the food that you're eating. Okay. It all matters. So what does a calorie, we're going to talk about all the details of protein and carbs in another call too. But the benefit of tracking your calories is your calories are like your thermometer. You can determine if your weight is going up, if you're maintaining, or if your weight is going down. So if you want to lose weight, as far as if you want to reduce your size, okay, you have to eat less calories than your body burns. So just like we talked about at rest, we're going to talk about how this is all determined, but at rest, the average person is probably burning 1,500 calories without moving at all. Okay. And then you add in your movement, your workouts, all the things. So when you're balancing how much you're burning and how much you're eating, it doesn't have to be a 2,000 calorie deficit. The actual sweet spot is more like 500 calorie deficit because you're not going to be starving. It's sustainable. It's really not that much less food than you're probably eating, but it will help you make progress. That'll help you lose about a pound a week, which in general is a healthy, safe, and sustainable way. If you are eating the same amount of calories that you are burning, you're in maintenance. So if your scale hasn't gone up and down in years, your body, you're eating at a very comfortable spot. You're not reducing, you're not also overeating. If you are constantly gaining weight, it's overeating. It's overeating or undermoving. People don't like to hear that. They're like, no, it's my metabolism. It's because I'm over 40. It's because, I have this genetics. Some things in very small portions of population, medication, things like that can cause us to gain weight. The general population, I hate to say it because people will be like, no. The general population, if you're gaining weight, you're eating too much. Okay. It's the truth. So all you have to do is change your eating. And one of the things, you think about is like you can get a good workout in 1 hour of the day and be like, yeah, I'm killing, I'm doing awesome. The other 23 hours, you constantly have this opportunity to make progress or to derail progress. So that's why the eating portion is honestly a lot of times more important than our activity, because it's 23 hours of our day. So just so we know, this is where the calorie balance comes in to help determine what your size is. Okay, we're going to talk about body composition when we talk about protein. But if you are new to tracking, you're like, wow, this is overwhelming. Yes, it is. It's just like any other skill. If you started to learn how to crochet, you would not know what you're doing at first. If you started to learn how to play tennis, you wouldn't know what you're doing at first. Tracking your macros, sometimes you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Stick with it. It's not that complicated. I always say, if anyone else can do it, you can do it. You're smart enough to do it. If you have the desire to change, it's really not that hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. First step is just being aware, just putting the food that you're eating into the tracker. So I always use this example because it's a perfect example. One lady I was working with, she's like, hey, I ate my lunch. I made a burrito. I ate my lunch and then I tracked it. And I realized my burrito was 1,200 calories. It's easy to overeat calories, okay? So this is why I'll always say you want to track your food before you eat it. Make sure what you're eating is an appropriate amount, so that you don't get to the end of the day and you're like, oh crap, it's dinner and I don't have any calories left. So it's just the awareness. If you're eating 2 chicken nuggets off of your kid's plate, you need to track it. If you're putting ketchup on, you need to track it. It's just letting you see what you're eating. And a lot of times people will say, I'm definitely eating too much. I'm not eating enough vegetables. I'm definitely not hitting my protein goal. In general, our American diet is not high enough protein, probably not high enough in omega-3s, and definitely not high enough usually in fruits and vegetables. So that's the second step. First, you just see what you're eating. Second step is that's when you start to adjust. You're like, okay, I don't have a burrito. I'm going to roll back the cheese. I'm going to roll back some of the sour cream. I'm going to I'm going to use the lower carb tortilla. And all of a sudden, that burrito is a 400 calorie meal, which is a great meal. It's satisfying. Still get your burrito, but it fits your macros. So first, awareness. Second step, adjustment. And the third step is just accountability. Being honest with yourself, being real with your coach to make sure that your efforts are matching your expectation. A lot of times people will be like, well, I just started tracking. I've been tracking for 4 days and I haven't lost any weight yet. Girlfriend, it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a little while to make sure to let your body catch up with your new habits. I mean, you can't eat one salad and expect to lose weight, just like you can't do one workout and think you're going to be ripped. It takes time. I want everyone to know that this is definitely a lifestyle. It's not a diet. But what you'll find is once you start tracking, you just start to learn what you eat on a normal basis. I still track my food every day. I like the accountability of it. I like getting my little gold checks in my app. But if for some reason my phone exploded, I couldn't track, I would still know what to eat because I've been eating this way for so long that it's just habit. That's the point you want to get to, that the food you're eating is fueling your body appropriately.
Hey, do you know where the big pancake thing is? Because I have like enough to make my college.
It's under where the coffee makers are. All right, so how do we burn calories? This is what I was talking about. The food is the calories we're taking in. How do we burn calories? So it's calories in, calories out. Some people are like, well, I want to still eat like SHIT, so I need to work out more, right? A marathon runner. When Jim was running marathons, man, he could eat so much food, which I also would recommend because again, you're fueling your body. Like, yeah, you could eat 5 donuts, but is that the best choice for you? Probably not. How do we burn calories? I talked about the resting metabolic rate. This is the amount of calories your body uses just to exist. The issue with low calorie diets, that these like, hey, buy, $400 worth of granola bars and have a salad every night. Yeah, you're gonna lose weight because you're starving. You're also going to lose a lot of muscle. So not a huge fan of those plans. They work for certain people. I'm glad people are getting healthy, but I feel like to sustain that, you got to change some habits, for sure. But I digress. Your body needs calories to function. Okay. That's about 60% of the calories that you burn. Like I said, if you're not eating enough, all of a sudden your hair is going to start falling out. You're going to be extremely tired. You're going to get sick. What, dear?
Where is the cord?
It's by the hot pads.
Sorry.
Okay. So that's your resting metabolic rate. Second way you burn calories is your activity. That's going for a walk. That's, going for a run, lifting some weights, taking a Zumba class. That is going to be your activity, right? There's also what we call NEAT, which is non-exercise activity. And that is your cleaning your house, doing your dishes, folding laundry, walking up and down the stairs, the activity that you do that's not exercise. Okay. A lot of people do a lot of activities. I mean, yesterday, I just happened to look at my tracker. We had a snow day. I did not leave my house. I had a 45-minute workout in the morning, but I had 9,000 steps just because I'm chasing around a toddler and I'm cleaning the house and I'm, doing all these things. Like we move outside of our workouts, and that also burns calories. So this is where I talk about when we set up your goals in the app, we go off of your daily steps, because again, you could work out for 45 minutes and sit the rest of the day and only have 4,000 steps. You're not very active. Yeah, you got to work at it, but in general, you're not that active person, so you don't need as many calories. So if you really do want to burn more calories, get a standing desk, park farther away in the parking lot, get a walking pad. If you work at home and you need to like move your body more, move your body. It's always gonna make you feel better. The third way we burn calories is the thermic effect of food. So that is the calories that your body needs to actually burn the calories that you eat. So the highest one is protein. So say you eat 100 calories of protein, your body's actually using 30 of those calories just to digest the food. So again, I'm always talking about eat more protein. This is one of the reasons you are fuller. It takes longer to digest and you're actually burning calories while you're eating it. So that's how we burn calories. In general, our main goal with tracking food and just knowing calories is not to get rigid. It's not to get anxious. It's not to become like, I always call it a food martyr, where you're at a party and like, oh, I wish I could have cake, but it's too many calories. Like, listen, have a slice of cake, live a little, but it's got to fit in the big picture. In general, if we are tracking our food and we're hitting our goals, I always say like 90% of the time, that allows for the birthday cake, that 10%. And it allows for that, going to the brewery on the weekend with your spouse. It allows for the anomaly. We cannot do that every day. We can't eat cake and drink beer every single day and expect to be healthy human beings. It's too much sugar, it's too much alcohol. Okay. So how can we swap out? Like I was talking about, like, here it's afternoon, I'm hungry, I need a snack. You crave certain things that your body needs. One of the things we're gonna talk about, cravings. Why do we crave things? It's typically something your body needs. So I have low blood pressure. I often will crave salty food. Why? It increases my blood volume. It brings my blood pressure back up. So if you're craving sugar, maybe your blood sugar is low and you actually need some sugar in your body. Sugar is not necessarily the devil. It is when it's in this prepackaged, high processed food. Not good for you, not good for your metabolism. If your metabolism's tanked and you are eating crappy processed food all the time, that's the first step. Change out all that. So some swaps, right? Instead of having a bag of chips, crackers and hummus. Instead of having that Oreo cookie, an apple. If you're trying to reduce calories, instead of having a bagel in the morning, have an English muffin. You still get that same sense of a crunchy bread, but it's half the calories. So these are simple things. And this is what I do with my clients, is when they start tracking and I look at their food log and they're like, hey, I went over my calories this week, like I'll look and I'll go, okay, here's an easy thing. Instead of having a full slice of cheese, have a half a slice of cheese. Instead of having a bagel, have an English muffin. Little things that we can tweak over time help us get those calories when we still get to live a full life. Measuring your food is very important because it's it's easy to overeat certain foods. A couple are nuts, granola, cheese. I mean, having a food scale is probably one of the best tools if you are serious about getting healthy, or if you're struggling to lose weight and you're like, I swear I eat healthy. I get this sometimes like, well, I eat pretty healthy. That doesn't really mean anything if you don't have any data to back it up. You start using a food log, whether it's the First Form app or not, and you start really looking at what you're eating, then we can see if you're actually eating healthy, but portions matter, right? I always love this example of granola. You can overeat granola super easy, but just by weighing it out with a food scale or with a measuring cup, you can get more accurate and make more progress. Okay, so if you are struggling with cravings, sometimes people are like, I'm just hungry. I really need a snack in the afternoon. You can have a snack. Let's just make sure that they are healthy. So if you are struggling, it could be because you're dehydrated, low blood sugar, stress, poor sleep, an imbalance in this sense of like people sometimes really need to feel full. The best way you can combat cravings is eat more protein. It makes you feel full. It takes longer to digest. increase your vegetables and fiber. We recently started eating those low carb taco shells. We bought the low carb, like say burrito size for years, but they have these little low carb taco shells. They literally are like 100 calories and I swear like 20 grams of fiber. I had them for dinner last night, and after dinner I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so full. Like, we don't want to feel over full, but if you are someone who likes that feeling or needs that feeling, fiber is your friend. You can even take a fiber supplement if you need to, with your meals to help you increase that fiber, that feeling of fullness. But always, always, always make sure you're drinking your water, especially if you're eating a lot of fiber. It's going to help move things along in your system. Okay. So again, shooting for protein at every meal is going to help you stay full, feel full. It's also going to fuel your muscle protein synthesis, which makes you keep your muscle, build muscle, which muscle is very important for aging well. Make sure you're having protein with your snacks, having your fruits and vegetables. And this doesn't always have to be expensive. I know sometimes people think like, oh gosh, I can't eat healthy because it's so expensive. If you really look at, I mean, we are budget people. We are like on a strict budget right now because we just moved, we had all these expenses. When I do on my grocery order, I can see, a bag of frozen broccoli is $6. Okay. A box of Cheez-Its is $14. I'm like, let's really look at what's more expensive in your grocery cart. Is it the fruits and vegetables? Yes, meat is expensive, but you can also balance that out. Chicken, rice, broccoli, we're talking like a $4 meal comparatively to your $5 latte that you're going through, which also has like 30 grams of sugar. I'm not the food police. I want you to enjoy food, eat what you want, but I'm just saying, cost is not always a barrier as much as people think it is. So frozen vegetables are just as good as fresh vegetables. They're also way cheaper. We use a lot of frozen vegetables in our house. Brown rice, potatoes. These are good, healthy carbs that are going to help you feel full. Like, I actually really love having potatoes and eggs in the morning. And again, eat skins on your potatoes. It's where all the vitamins are. And then always, always, always drink your water. One of the biggest portions of our food budget are added drinks. Okay. Protein, not even protein shakes, because those are actually useful, but sodas, juices, I don't want to say milk, because milk is also useful too, but in general, make sure you're going for water first. One, it's free, and it is actually the most beneficial for you. So common ideas. I'm going to post all these slides in the BB Fit group. You can see, or if you need me to send them to you, I can send you. There's so many good choices. I also have a general meal plan. If you need, let me know. I'll send me a message. I'll send it to you. So many options. Okay. And sometimes it's like, wow, there are so many options. I don't know what to eat. Simple, simple, simple. I always tell people, start out with just eggs and toast, turkey sandwich, chicken, rice, and broccoli. No, you're not going to eat like that forever. But initially, it will start to show you what foods fit into your protein or your macro budget. And then you can adjust, then you can move on. And there's so many good foods out there that will help you fit your macros. So this is typically what I eat in a day. Before I work out, I have a protein bar and some pre-workout. After I work out, if I've had a very intense workout, I'll have a protein shake. Most days I don't really need it. Breakfast, egg whites. I have bread or potatoes and my collagen coffee. Snacks, my go-to is always Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Sandwich in the afternoon, unless we have the leftovers from dinner. Afternoon snack if I need is a great protein shake. Dinner, protein, carb, veggie. The best thing you can do is think protein, carb, veggie. If you do that every meal, okay, what do I have for breakfast? Protein, eggs, carb, toast, veggie. And when I say veggie, I also mean fruit, a couple strawberries. Okay, lunch, protein, grilled or deli turkey meat, carb, bread, veggie, carrot sticks or broccoli sticks, right? Dinner, protein, chicken, brown rice, steamed Brussels sprouts, whatever it is. That is the easiest way to think, but always put your protein in first because it is absolutely the most important. So how to make tracking easy, know the food you like that fuels you, that you can eat on repeat. Pre-plan your days. When people are really struggling, we will map out their whole week. Like, this is what I'm having for the whole week. Just makes it easy. You don't have to think about it. Save your meals in your app. It makes it easier to repost because, again, we are creatures of habit. We eat the same things all the time, copy and paste, eat and repeat. And always, always lean toward whole, non-processed foods and then supplement where you need. So as simple as we can eat, and then you throw in a protein shake here or there, and you're going to hit your macros, you're going to feel great, you're going to hit your goals. So any questions, I'm going to stop sharing. Any questions that you all have, I'm looking on Facebook feed. Okay, I don't see any, but if you happen to watch this later and you have any questions, please let me know. This is what I do. I always say when I reach out to my clients every Monday, I love questions. Like, give me something to search for you. Like yesterday, someone's like, "Hey, I need gluten-free, dairy-free snack." I'm on it. Like, here's a list, right? Someone else like, "I'm struggling with overeating after dinner." Here's a list of activities. Like, I love to answer questions and give you the tools that you need to be successful. So if you have any questions, please put it in the comments, send me a message. I'm here for it. This is what I do. I love helping people get healthy long term. We're not talking about quick fad diets. We're talking about how are you going to eat to fuel your body for the long haul. So many people who are aging now are not aging well because they didn't take care of their body 20 years ago. We are at the age now. What we do matters so much more. It's going to show up in 10 years, right? So if you want to be a healthy 70, 60, 50-year-old, start taking care of your body now. And if you ever need help with that, let me know. That's what I'm here for. So hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.